Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we are here to talk about a new product by Tatcha called the Silk Powder Protective Setting Powder. We are going to talk about it and demonstrate it, but I wanted to not just talk about powder, because that in and of itself might not be as interesting for me personally as talking about all of these products by Tatcha that I love and how I use them all together and have been using them to create everyday looks with this new Tatcha Loose Powder. Okay, so let's talk about the powder first, and then I'll introduce you to my concept for this video and all my fun that I've been having with Tatcha products in general. So the Silk Powder Protective Setting Powder, and I've been using it as both a setting and finishing powder, I'll show you how as we go along, is a brand new loose powder from Tatcha that's $48, and it promises to blur pores, also protects against pollution, has a lot of silk extract in it. Not only pollution, but also blue light. Blue light, as you know, is coming from our constant use of screens, especially in lockdown, right? Computers and phones and all of these things we are just staring at all day have this blue light, which can cause wrinkles and skin damage. So this is a barrier against that, which is kind of exciting. Also, just in general pollution, it gives a soft, radiant finish and blurs fine lines and all the stuff that we would really like for a loose powder to do. I was excited when this was released because, as you know from watching my channel, first of all, I love Tatcha. Second of all, there's something about a loose powder that is just kind of retro glamorous. I don't know about you, but when I was a child, one of the things I remember was my mother's loose powders and the powder puffs and the kind of scents that go along with it. And this particular product doesn't have any sort of a fragrance or anything like that, but that whole kind of old world retro, almost Hollywood feel to a loose powder is something I really associate with glamour. I don't know about you, but I do. So when a new silk powder comes out, especially from a brand that I love and admire, I am all over it. So we're going to test it out today. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm not wearing it yet, but first of all, I want to kind of talk to you about a Tatcha routine that I've been incorporating with this new loose powder. By the way, if I didn't say so, I might have forgotten this is $48, and I do have it linked below, along with the other Tatcha goodies that we're going to look at together today. So the first thing I did this morning, because it's morning here, is I used my Camellia cleansing oil, which I love, with a two-step and my Tatcha deep cleanser. This one is such a gentle exfoliator, and I will wash my face with that sometimes even twice a day, especially if I have makeup on or if the night before I didn't clean as well. Then I always follow it. I'm really enjoying this Dewy Serum, which is a relatively new addition to the Tatcha lineup that I reviewed quite a few weeks ago, and I will link that review below. I have really been enjoying it. I put that evenly all over my face this morning. I've been using this solely this product in the morning and night, and I have no complaints. I love it. After that, and then we're going to cut to a video to show you what I did, but I do want you to know that first I applied the Tatcha Dewy Skin Moisturizer, which I love. It is a nice, thick, beautiful, just kind of rich. I mean, look at the color. It's kind of a violet color, if you can see that. Might appear white on camera, but it's just this pretty violet, just rich. Everything about it is so luxurious. Look at the little spatula that they include within the, oh, it's so pretty. And I also put on some of the Tatcha Kissu lip balm before we got going. Then, and I'm going to show you a video here, what I used was and this is one of the favorites in my routine if I haven't told you about it before. I know I've mentioned it in some videos. This is the Tatcha Serum Stick. So look at this guy, and I'm going to show you what I did with it in a moment here. So this is a roll-up kind of a serum stick, right? So it's clear, and you put it on your face where you need a little bit more moisturizer. I have been really enjoying the Jones Road. It's a Bobbi Brown's new line. She's got this Everything Stick face pencil, and I linked my original review of it below. But I love using these. They're kind of a concealer slash foundation. Like I said, I'll link the review below. But they're just kind of a clear stick with a little bit of clear based stick with a little bit of pigment in it. I have shades 8 and 10 that I like to work with. And what I do is I put on some of the Tatcha Dewy Serum. They're just like such a great combination. And then a little bit of the serum stick. So what you're gonna see in the video is me applying these just roll onto my I have normal skin, sometimes goes a bit dry, but these just roll onto my normal to dry skin, especially after that Tatcha Dewy Moisturizer. And then I'm going to show you that under my eyes, when I get to it, I will apply some of the Tatcha serum stick and then put these on under my eyes as a concealer / foundation. Now, I have kept the rest of my makeup very, very simple today, and it is ready to be powdered because I am looking a bit dewy. Now, this powder, of course, does have a radiant finish, so it won't kill it won't make me any sort of a matte finish or anything like that. So the way that this works is you unscrew the top, and it comes with a little rubber band around it, so I'll be careful how I show it to you. There is in the middle here, and there's a rubber band around here when you purchase it. This is a translucent powder. There it is on my hand, but no, it is not that pale on. I will show you that when I put it onto my hand, it just kind of disappears, and it does that on every skin type. There is, as I said, no discernible fragrance, so you don't have to worry about that. I am going to use today 2 brushes. First, I'm going to use this powder as a setting powder, and you can do that with a nice, big, long-haired, fluffy brush, such as this Refer number 25. And then I'm going to kind of buff it in a little bit with this, one of my favorite brushes of all time, the Sonia G Face 1. Great brush. So let's go ahead and dip into that. I got my mirror here. I'm going to turn it around. And the way to do this is you close the top. After you've removed the rubber band from around this, you close the top, and just a little bit of this powder goes a long way. I've been playing with it for a few days now. Just kind of turn it over so you can have a little bit of product there. And you want to start with a little bit. So that will dispense some of the product onto the lid and into the little bowl here. So I'm going to start with the product that is on the lid because a little goes a long way. And I'm just going to take my fluffy brush and just kind of set my makeup with it. Now, as you'll see, I'm even putting it over the eyes. And what this does is, you'll see, it's going to blur everything. And what I'm doing is I'm now putting a little bit more on. You don't want to put too much on. That's really not the point of this. And I don't know if you can see. Wait till I start buffing this in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Sonia G Face 1 and I'm going to begin buffing. That is just kind of gentle circles into the skin, which will help the product. I'm kind of using it almost simultaneously. There's no rules, guys. You don't have to follow any rules. Simultaneously as a setting and then finishing powder. So the setting powder I will often use before any other makeup goes on. And finishing, I will use after I finish my blush and whatnot, just to kind of buff in. This brush is so nice, I could just do it forever. And I want you to just see what this does to my makeup and to my skin. And I don't know if you can tell. I will move the mirror away and show you that if you use this kind of a flat style brush, let me go over that again for people. So again, a setting powder, which is what this Tatcha powder is intended as, a setting powder will set your makeup. It will help it stay down all day, reduce any sort of stickiness that you might have, and blur any sort of lines. Then you can finish your makeup. You put on a blush, put on a bronzer, whatever it is that you want to do. And I like to go back in then with a brush kind of like this one. I like Sonia G's brush, but you can choose your own kind of flat, long-haired brush like that. And to go in after everything is on and just blur all the lines as a finishing powder. So I have been using this fella here as both. Generally, I would use a different finishing powder than I would for setting. But I like the fact that this has a certain bit of luminosity to it, and I like a nice luminosity as a finishing powder, and this works really, really well for both. So I want you to take a look. Let me see if I can take a look myself and also zoom you in. My skin looks much more finished than it did. There is no stickiness. It feels almost like I've got no makeup at all on my face. A little does go a long way. So you want to start slow with this product, and then you can build up a little more, especially if you're going to buff in circular motions, and you will get a really finished, nice, pretty look. It took away some of the shine from the excessive amount of serum stick and moisturizer, also by Tatcha, that I used, took away some of that shine, but it didn't take away any of that luminosity and that really kind of pretty finished skin look that just kind of blurs any imperfections, and I've got quite a few, and just kind of lets your natural skin show through. So I don't have any foundation on today, just a lot of this moisturizer, Dewy serum stick, and these two pencils. That's all I have used from Bobbi Brown Jones Road. I am a huge fan of this. Generally, I will use the Guerlain Meteorites as my finishing powder. They have a little bit more of a luminosity to them, but this has replaced it now as a setting and finishing. I would like to know your thoughts, especially as Chanel has made some changes and things to theirs. This really has been my go-to loose powder. I was experimenting also with the One Size powder, which was very nice, but I think this knocks it out of the park in terms of just the pretty look it gives. I also speak a lot about brand trust, and I have a lot of trust for the Tatcha brand. So I've been playing with this particular product for about a week now, and I can firmly and with great satisfaction recommend it to you, especially if, like me, you are a fan of that kind of retro glamour of the loose powder. So do let me know below what your experience has been with Tatcha products. I've never found anyone whose skin reacts against it. They're just lovely. So do drop a comment and let me know if you'll be getting this or if you are interested in Tatcha in general. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.